Welcome to H2K Infosys. H2K Infosys is a e-verify business based in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. We provide 100% job-oriented, instructor-led, face-to-face, true live online software training programs. It also includes access to cloud test lab with software tools. We provide live project for you to work on. We also provide assistance with mock interviews, resume preparation and review, and job placement assistance. H2K Infosys is trusted by so many students across the world. H2K Infosys provides world-class services in IT training with real-time project work for corporates and individuals, special IT training for MS students in the United States, software design, development, QA manual and automation, performance testing and maintenance, IT staff augmentation, job placement assistance, and tech support.
Okay. So why we need this kind of objects in the scripting. So basically different objects are useful to store the key value pairs. Okay, basically you can store the key value pairs. So for example in your script you have the order numbers, right? So the other day, like I think it's Meena asking about, so I want to store the order numbers on iteration wise. So that's where you can create different keys, right? Okay, keys is nothing but different iteration results, right? So iteration wise, and then so you can mention the items. Okay, say the order numbers. Okay, so basically what the dictionary object contains is, it basically contains the key value pair, key item pair. Okay, so this is an example, like you can say I want to capture the order numbers iteration wise, so you can create different keys. Okay, iteration 1, iteration 2, iteration 3, and then you can capture, okay, in iteration 1, so this is the order it creates, and iteration 2, this is the order. So that way just you can store the data. And then what's the advantage with this? Okay, what's the advantage with this dictionary object? So the dictionary object, once you store the data, right? So you can store data. That's nothing but key item pair. That's a key item pair. And once it is stored, you can use data across different actions in the script. Okay, so you should be able to retrieve the data, and you can use the data different actions. Okay, so that's the advantage with this dictionary object. Okay, basically dictionary object contains the key value pair where you can store the data. So you can create a key, for example, like iteration, and the item is the order number. So this way you're going to store the key item pair. And then why we need, and what's the advantage with this dictionary object is, you can store the data, and you can, once the data is done, Then you can retrieve the data. Basically, you can use the data. Say for iteration 1, it creates the order number, right? So you can use that order number across different actions in the script, right? You can create multiple actions in one script, right? So you can use this data across different actions in the script. Okay. So first let us see how to create this dictionary object. Okay. How to create dictionary object. Okay, so if you look at any object that you want to create, so what is the syntax like you have to follow? Like we talked about before, file system objects, database connection objects, and all that stuff, right? So how did you create those objects?
Create object of everybody data connection.
Hello? Yeah, how we create any object in QTP?
Set object name equal to
Okay.
create object of everybody data connection.
Okay. So you can say set, and then you can declare a variable, something say something dictionary, whatever that DACT. Okay, so that's a variable. So first like you declare a variable, and then after that you can create the object. So you're going to use this variable here, and then you're going to use create object. Then to this you have to pass the class ID. So for the dictionary objects, it's basically scripting dot dictionary. This is the class ID. Okay, scripting dot dictionary. So this way you can create dictionary objects. This basically create dictionary object. So once you create the dictionary object, then what's the next thing? You can capture any data, right? Say, I can use now, because this object is created, this object is having different methods, right? Once you create an object, that object is going to have different methods. Right? Before, like we discussed, once you create a scripting object, file system object, then that particular object is having different methods, right? Create folder or delete folder and all those methods. Even if you look at the connection object in case of ADB connection, then you will get open method, execute method, and so on, right? So this way, once you create an object, it's going to give you different methods. So what are the different methods? See, so these are all the different methods for that connection object. For this dictionary object. See, so these are the items and keys you can add. Okay, so if you, the moment you put the cursor on this, right, it says adds a new key or item to the dictionary. Adds a new key and item to the dictionary. So let's select this one. And then now you can mention, say, what is that key and item you want to add, right? Okay. So now I want to say, okay, so what do we do? Say name, right? So I'm going to put Sam. and then dictionary dot, I want to add one more. This is basically like a key item pair here. Okay. And then say I'm going to put say company, say H2K, then dot add, and then say location, say ATL, then okay, so this way you can write the name, company, the location, and something like ID, whatever it is. So this way, once you create a dictionary object, you can add, you can store the data into dictionary object. Okay, so so this way you created this dictionary object, right? Now you want to say you have different other methods. Like what are the other methods? Say count. Count is going to give you how many keys are there in this, how many keys are there in this dictionary object. Okay, so if you look at here, so dictionary.count, and then because the count is going to give you how many keys are there in the dictionary object. So I'm going to put a message box, and then if I run it, okay, so let me run this script, and then it's going to say, hey, this particular dictionary is having 4 keys or the 4 items. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what it says. Dictionary.count, it is 4. Okay. So this way you can create the dictionary object and you can store data into this. And then there are also other methods, right? Say message box. Then you have say items, right? Okay, so what we do is first you need to get the items. Oops. Okay. So I declare a variable here, say the say number of, or just it's not number. Okay, just I say one variable like my, and then I'm going to say dictionary, that is the object, and then I'm going to say items, okay, and then I'm going to assign these items to this variable. Similarly, if I put say dim, I declare one more variable, say j, and then j is equal. So I'm going to put dictionary dot the keys. Okay. So then you got even here also that you can declare one more variable, say dim k, and then you can assign this count to this variable, right? And now you can retrieve the values, right? So I'm going to write simple for loop for okay, I'm going to put as a k, okay, some value, say for m is equal to 0 to, okay, for m is equal to 0 to, I'm going to put this count, right, because it's going to give me the number of items. So I'm going to say here disk dot count minus 1, and then I can retrieve the values, right? What's that? So if you want, just you can put the message box, and then so I'm going to say I is basically like items, right? So I of k, oh sorry, m, okay, I of m, And then I'm going to put concatenation operator. So then I can give some space here. And then again one more concatenation operator. Basically like I'm concatenating the strings here. Okay. So then I'm going to put J, J of M. I think first it has to come the key, right? Key and item. So we have to put this one before. And then after that it comes the key. Okay, so this way you can write, and then let's try to debug. Maybe just that way you better understand. So what I'm going to do is I keep a breakpoint here, okay, and then let's debug. Okay, so run the script. Okay, so that was created, and now I'm going to press F11. So I got the item count. Even if you want to debug and keep it in this, like you can simply say here, say K. Okay, so K is going to say, okay, it is 4, right? Because there are a number of items are 4. And then say press F11, now it's going to get the items and the keys. Now we are keeping this in the loop. So basically like why we are keeping so why are we keeping this count -1? Did you understand this logic here? Why we are keeping this 0 to yes? Okay, as Wimpy said, because of the index. Okay, basically you are going to get the items and keys based on the index. So the index always starts with 0. So disk.count is going to say 4, right? 4 minus 1 is 3. That means this loop has to continue 0, 1, 2, 3. 4 times. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. So that's what this loop will continue, and say press F11. And now it's going to give you like, okay, what is the first key and item. So this one, J.M is J contains the keys, right? Keys from the dictionary object. And J.M, so M is obviously like the first value of M is 0. That means it's going to give you the first key, that is name. And what's item for that key is Sam from your dictionary object. And then, so here I'm going to use this ampersand. Yesterday we discussed, right, the VB script features, the operators. That time we discussed the ampersand. What is the ampersand operator? What is the ampersand operator? What it's going to do? Okay. Yeah, concatenation of two strings, right? So this is where actually I'm using that concatenation operator. So you see, because I want to concatenate these two strings, right? Say name and Sam. So that's where I use the concatenation operator. I want to give some spaces between, right? Between the name and between the key and the item. So that's where I give the space. Like, so I put two double quotes, and then I put the space. So the space is also a string. Like basically I concatenated three strings here. So this is one string, that is nothing but the name, concatenation operator, and then this space. What are the things that you put within the double quotes? That is the space, right? The blank. That is also a string. So that's how I concatenate. And also This is the third string. That's what you look at here, name, space, Sam. So I concatenated 3 strings here with ampersand characters. Ampersand numbering. Okay? Alright, so next time, again press F11, then it's going to retrieve. So the second key and item pair, company H2K. And the next one is, it says the location. And then the next one is ID. So this way, you go ahead and continue, and that will come out the loop. Okay, so this way you can store the data and then you can retrieve the data from dictionary object. Okay, clear? Any questions? Okay, can you do this practice? Because the dictionary object is sometimes we use in the project, like where you want to store the data. And one more thing here, I told you right before beginning. So once you create the dictionary object, then you can use this data into any other action. So for example, I go and create a new action, right? Say insert call to new action. So then this is action 2. So this is altogether a complete action, but you can retrieve those values. So whatever that things that you have in action 1, so you can still use the data even in action 2. So that's what like, okay, so if you put the same thing here, get the same logic, if you put in action 2, okay, basically in action 1, you define that dictionary object. But in action 2, you are trying to retrieve that data, right? So if you run this particular action, and then it's going to retrieve the data. Okay, what I do is, let me comment the action 1 part, like data retrieval. Okay, so I'm going to comment this one. Okay, so that it is not going to execute, but only the thing that is going to execute is from, only the action 1 contains creation of dictionary object, and action 2 is where you are trying to retrieve the data from dictionary object. Okay, so let's try to run it and then see if it works across different actions. Object required. Oh, sorry, I have to create the object. Okay. So this is so it's creating this dictionary object. Let me create a breakpoint here. Okay. So it executed that, and then now it's coming to here this point, and now it's going to Okay, and press F11. Object required. Just give me a second. Okay, I don't understand why it's asking the dictionary object. It's already created here. Okay, so like there might be another way, like you have to register this particular object in order to use across different actions. So that part I'm going to explain. Okay, so what I want is that you can group like this, and then I'm going to explain how you can register this object, and then you can use how you can use it across different actions. Okay, take 5 minutes time and then do this. So this is the code, like how you can create the object and then how you retrieve that object.
So many of our students have given testimonials on how our training programs are. You will find them on kudzu.com and on our website h2kinfosys.com. On our website h2kinfosys.com, you will also find more detailed information on who we are, the courses that we offer, what each course covers. Also, if you're interested in a demo program, please register on our homepage on the left-hand side. Just give us more information about yourself and we will send you a link for a demo class. The demo class is absolutely free. Experience our commitment by just attending an orientation workshop at no cost. Our team of faculty and advisors are here to guide you with the right information. If you still have more questions, please feel free to call us. Call us at 770-777-1269. This is a United States number. If you're calling from the UK, call us at 020-337-17615. You can also email us at training@h2kinfosys.com or h2kinfosys@gmail.com. Thank you for watching our videos. We wish you a great career in information technology.